So let's talk a little bit about compound movements. When you sit, let's say, to do a leg extension machine. So you're sitting in it and your knees are bent and then you're trying to extend the knees. Think about what structures are primarily loaded. It's primarily the Q tendon, right? It's a quadricep tendon, maybe a quadricep muscle, of course. And then, maybe the patellar tendon as well, at the distal, like the distal side. The knee joint itself is loaded, but the hip isn't loaded. The ankle's not loaded. The connective tissue complexes that manage like what we call multi-directional force transfer is also not loaded. So if you compare something like a knee extension machine to, let's say, a deadlift, where now you have a hip hinge that is going to load the posterior chain, so glutes and hammies, and of course, all the joints that those muscles attach into, the knee complex, the ankle complex, the lumbar and thoracic spine, the shoulder girdle also has to stabilize, right, during the lockout. The tendons and ligaments in every major joint of the lower and upper body are working. Right? The ligaments are managing force transfer through each of those joints simultaneously. So I'm not saying never to do a leg extension machine. I do those occasionally as well. But I am going to say, if you are someone who doesn't have the desire or the luxury to spend hours and hours in the gym, compound movements are your besties. Okay? Because the mechanoreceptors in every single one of those structures. So we said upper body, for thinking about a deadlift, it's hips, it's knees, it's ankles, shoulder girdle, the thoracic spine, lumbar spine. All of those are all firing. The mechanoreceptors are firing in each one of those structures. So it's registering the load, it's signaling adaptation, and now those collagen fibers are going to orient themselves along the lines of stress. Okay? So this is like, again, I'm not saying don't do the leg extension machine. I don't want you to get confused. Like, I do the leg extension machine myself. Okay. But if you are a woman who's trying to maintain or rebuild her JTL in midlife, probably because it's been underserved for your entire life, the difference between compound movements and single joint movements is not trivial. Okay. So compound movements, I'm talking about like deadlifts, I've already mentioned, but like anything that is a hip hinge, like a squat, a press, a row, carries, these are how we're going to create multi-directional load across many, many different joints, okay? And they are not optional for connective tissue health, right? They are the way. It's like, this is the map. This is the way that you get better connective tissue overall.